Good evening, students. I welcome you all to the session on this mutual fund performance evaluation. I hope the exercises which were given in the previous sessions were solved and you got the idea how do we rank and how do we evaluate the performance of your mutual funds. So today we shall go further and discuss about other ratios which were not discussed and calculated by us in the previous session. So we referred to Sharpe ratio, Trainer's ratio, and Jensen's ratio. The other two, like say information ratio, then the Sortino ratio, and your risk adjusted performance or RAP ratio will be discussing today. So the first exercise will be on this three mutual funds, wherein we have been given the data on the returns of the mutual fund. We have got the standard deviation of the portfolio, and instead of a risk-free rate RF, we have been given RM, that is the market return or the benchmark return with whom these AMCs benchmark their returns and their performance evaluation. So in this regard, we have got RP, nothing but the portfolio return. Sigma P is the standard deviation of your portfolio, and RM is the risk that is written on your market. And we have to calculate information ratio, and we have to rank these three mutual funds accordingly. So we'll refer to information ratio and we'll do the analysis. So when we look at information ratio, or it is also called as IR ratio, it is given by the return of your portfolio minus the return of your market, and we take up the standard deviation difference of portfolio return to that of your market return. So this is the equation of your IR, and using the given important information, we try to calculate the information ratio as such. So when we take up Mirai mutual fund, so the portfolio return was 19.07 and the market return was 11.36, and the standard deviation applicable to this portfolio was 9.42. So when we do the calculation, when we do the simplification of this Mirai mutual fund, our IR ratio is going to be 0.10. So we take the difference of this, even we find out the difference of this and multiply by standard deviation, then we take up the ratio. So the Mirai mutual fund is expressing information ratio at 0.10. Similarly, when we move to the next fund, that is LNT mutual fund. So the portfolio return is 15.02 and the market return remains the same, that is 11.36, and the standard deviation is 8.91 applicable to this fund, and again the difference of it. So IR in this case is 0.11. So now we'll calculate all three ratios and then we'll come back to the ranking. So we have kept this rank column or cell blank. So once we do the calculation, we'll get back to it. So these are the first two. The remaining is IDBI. Now, in case of IDBI mutual fund, the portfolio return was 13.94 and the risk was your standard deviation was 7.05, and again the market return remains same at 11.36. So when we take up the simplification of this, so we arrive at IR at 0.14. So if you look at all three ratios, so we'll get to know what your ranking would be all about. So your Mirai fund has given IR at 0.10, your LNT is 0.11, and your IDBI is 0.14. So based upon this, we have to rank our ratios, and when we do this, we'll get to know where do we stand as such. So I would do that. So IDBI is number one because it is the highest 0.14, then your LNT is 2, it is the next highest, and this Mira is number 3. So this is how we do the IR ratio. So it is the relative ratio which compares the difference between the portfolio and the market return, and again considers the total risk of your portfolio. And this is how we have arrived at the information ratio over here. So this is about the IR, and further we'll move across to the next example. And the next example deals with the Sortino ratio. So in this exercise, we have been given the data, and we have been given three AMCs. So it is UTI Mutual Fund, SBI Mutual Fund, and Canara Bank Mutual Fund. We have been given the portfolio return. We have been given the standard deviation D. Now here, your Sortino ratio is identical to Sharpe ratio, but it your Sortino ratio considers downside risk, that is the downward movement of standard deviation, not the upward or overall. And that is the difference what your Sharpe and Sortino ratio has got. Otherwise, rest all element remain the same. The risk-free rate in this context is 5.35. So RP is the portfolio return, sigma D is the standard deviation, downward risk, and the risk-free rate is there. And we have to calculate the Sortino ratio, and we have to rank them accordingly. So we'll do the analysis accordingly, and we'll get the answer to it. So I think I'll just make correction. So this is Sortino ratio, and this is Sortino ratio. So your Sortino ratio SR is equal to RP minus RF divided by sigma D. In case of Sharpe ratio, the standard deviation of portfolio was taken, and it does consider both upward and downward movement. But especially in case of Sortino, he assumed and considered only the downside standard deviation that is more relevant for the performance evaluation according to the context as such. So this is what we have got over here. So we'll input the given data. So our UTI portfolio return was 12.74, and our risk-free rate was 5.35, and the standard deviation was 5.52. That was a downside. So overall, the Sortino ratio is 1.34 for UTI. So we cannot rank it immediately now, because we have got another two ratios or two mutual fund companies to be compared. So we'll get to the SBI now. So SBI, the portfolio return was 11.09, and the risk-free rate was 5.35, and the downward risk was 5.79. So when we evaluate this ratio, our answer is 0.99. Now finally, when we come to Canara, this is what the data we have got. So again, the portfolio return is 13.94, and the risk-free rate is 5.35, and the downward risk is 4.98. So when we take up the risk-free return and the portfolio return, and when we get the difference of it, and we try to consider the downside risk and calculate, we got the answer to it. So we'll have to look at all three ratios now, and we have to compare now. So Canara MF is 1.72, SBI mutual fund is 0.99, and UTI mutual fund is 1.34. So 1.34 and 1.72, so they are better uh, when it comes to the market risk and the overall risk premium on the investment. So obviously, in this case also, our Canara Mutual Fund gets the first rank, then UTI gets the second rank, and SBI gets the third rank based upon the lower Sortino ratio. So this is how we compute and we calculate Sortino ratio applicable to the mutual funds. Now, basically, why the differentiation was made when Sharpe introduced the first formula for portfolio evaluation, he considered the overall risk, that is the standard deviation. But standard deviation has got plus and minus in the sense it goes up as well as down. And over a period of time, what financial experts and financial wizards have understand, it is better to consider downward or negative standard deviation because that is more volatile and unstable rather than upward or positive. So that was the reason this modification was made and this ratio was introduced. It has got its own relevance along with the other ratios while making the comparison. But as we said, and our experience also suggests these ratios are assumed to be advanced one and used by the professionals or those who try to make the portfolio assessment and institutional investments as such. So, nevertheless, it has got its own application and utility in the financial literature. So, this was all about the Sortino ratio. Now, further, we move to the next exercise wherein we are trying to do the performance evaluation based upon the given data and the information. From the following data, compute the RAP, that is risk adjusted portfolio ratio, and rank the funds. Assume market risk at 5.99 and risk free interest rate at 5.25. So these two inputs have been given, and along with it, we have got three funds DSP, JM, and X6. So the returns are given, and even the standard deviation of the respective portfolio is also given. Now, the term or the ratio itself, it is risk adjusted portfolio, that is RAP. So, what is the risk we are trying to adjust? Your portfolio is proxy of your market benchmark, and if you are able to create a better portfolio than market, then obviously you are trying to adjust the risk to a great level, and your returns are going to be more than what your benchmark index is giving. So in this regard, the assumed market risk 5.99 is nothing but standard deviation of your market or the standard deviation of your benchmark. And the risk-free interest rate is the treasury bill or the bank FD rate as you assume proxy for the risk-free interest rate. And these are the returns applicable to your fund with the total risk. So here we are not trying to identify the systematic risk, nor we are trying to identify the downward risk, but we are trying to identify the overall risk which is applicable to the portfolio. So based upon this, we have got the equation, and we use this formula for calculating the risk adjusted portfolio. So your risk adjusted portfolio is given by, it is the ratio of market risk to that of portfolio risk, and we multiply to the difference of your risk premium, that is RP minus RF, and finally we again add up the risk free rate. Now, why do we do this? The reason is, if you don't take a risk, obviously the risk free rate will be given it to you. But as you have taken the risk, and to what extent are you able to adjust, are you able to manage? So based upon that, this factor will be giving you upward or downward the overall return in your portfolio. So that is the reason the factor RF is added over here, just to show that the risk adjusted return what you're getting, is it lucrable enough in order to take up the risk or not. So when we move across with the data, we come across these equation. So we have got this Franklin, Kotak, and I think those names have been interchanged. So I'll try to make the updates over here. So So this is Kotak, and this is MSMF. Okay, well, so the risk adjusted portfolio is the risk ratio to that of your risk premium plus the risk free rate. So in our case, our market risk is 5.99, that is the standard deviation of your market, and the portfolio risk is 5.23. So you take up the ratio of this. Then you multiply it to the risk premium, which is portfolio return minus the risk free return, and finally add up the RFO here. So when we simplify this equation appropriately using the appropriate signs and basis, we get the answer for Franklin Mutual Fund at 11.62. So this is the RAP for the Franklin Mutual Fund. Next, we move across. When we take up the Kotak, so the market risk and portfolio risk is taken over here, and we again compare with the risk premium, that is portfolio return minus the risk free rate, and we add up finally the risk free rate. So when we compute this, your Kotak mutual fund RAP is 14.70. So these are the two outcomes what we have got. Now further, the final one, that is Motilal Oswal or MS Mutual Fund, the risk adjusted portfolio. So again, you take up the ratio of your risks, that is the standard deviation of market and standard deviation of portfolio. Then you take up the difference of your portfolio return and market risk-free return, and then you add up again the risk-free rate. So it is 13.52. So we have got all the three ratios here, that is RAP ratios, and considering this, we have to rank them now. Well, so the highest is your Kotak Mutual Fund, 14.70. So this will be 1. Then we left with 2, Franklin at 11.62 and MS at 13.52. So this is second, and this is finally third one. So this our RAP ratio in order to find out how the risky investment has rewarded the investor in a better manner. Why this ratio is important? It tells us what is the underlying parameter or what is the underlying fundamentals of taking a risk and trying to achieve better than what your risk-free rate gives you. If your risk is relative, if it is marginal, and if it is giving you double the return, then obviously you could always consider taking it. But if it is not justifying the risk return trade off, it is better to go for steady risk free investment and reap the benefits over a period of time. But when the risk is embedded, it is inevitable that you have to get higher or better return as compared to the other classes. So in that context, this RAP ratio was created, and this is how we try to make the performance evaluation of your respective ratios. So we have seen the basic ratios, Sharpe and trainers, and then we have also seen the advanced ratios like information ratio, Sortino ratio, and this risk adjusted portfolio ratio. So we had again this other ratios also, what we discussed in our previous session. So pharma ratio or even this is what you have discussed about RAP or M2 majors and all. Then there is one more, pharma's performance measure. It is not common, and it is not very popular and relevant also because of its complexity. So pharma's performance measure considers three important aspects while discussing and evaluating the performance. So the reward for systematic risk, a reward for low diversification, and again reward for the net selectivity. And all these things is considered from overall performance selectivity. So this ratio is used by the institutional investors or the benchmark assessors, and they try to consider three different things at the same time and try to uh, arrive at a conclusion about the performance of your mutual funds. So we have got only the conceptual overview on it, and this is what we have done it because the practical consideration we have to have data of this nature, because here we have got portfolio return, we have got risk-free rate, we have got market return. So all three returns are considered. Then we have got standard deviation of your portfolio. Then there is standard deviation of market, and even there is beta. So likewise, so many inputs are required in this pharma's performance measure, and it becomes more of quantifiable and mathematical in nature. And that is the reason we don't commonly use it in our performance evaluation context, but rather we try to follow and focus on those simple, stable, and popular ratios like Sharpe's and trainers. And later it is all about Sortino information ratio and RAP ratio. So this is all about the performance evaluation of mutual funds. And as we said in the examination, probably for case study or even for the 7 marks and all, this type of questions will be applicable to you. Only thing you'll have to understand the basics of these equations, and each equation is correlated to each other in unique manner, and you try to use it accordingly. That is, you have to use correct numerator and correct denominator to find out the actual outcomes as such, and that is how it will be brought into the actual practice and actual context as such. So this is all on the mutual fund performance evaluation. Well then, so we will stop over here, and finally we shall make a discussion tomorrow on the overall perspective of your fourth and the fifth module, which will be considered from overall perspective of your exam and overall perspective of your syllabus. So I'll take your leave now, and will stop the session for today. Thank you all for joining, and we see you in the next session. Take care, stay safe.